Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, welcome. My guests tonight include Raquel Welch, Bette Midler, Lauren Bacall, Ingrid Bergman, Gloria Swanson, Bette Davis and Shirley MacLaine, as talented and feisty a bunch of broads as you'll find in the Dream Factory. They all made their own particular impression on the movie industry, and tonight we'll see why with interviews I did with them in the 1970s. First up, a section including memories of Bogey from Lauren Bacall and Ingrid Bergman, and then there's Gloria Swanson reflecting on a career that spanned 60 years of movie history. But first of all, a barnstorming session with the one and only Bette Midler.
But let me ask you about the background to you, the beginnings to you, because I mentioned in the introduction there that, in fact, you got a break, your first sort of big break, in a sense, in working in a Turkish bath in Manhattan. Now, I mean, that's extraordinary to somebody in England. We don't have singers in Turkish baths. I mean, how do you get the job?
Well, you have singers and you have Turkish baths, right? But you sort of have to put them together. Well, this is a very special Turkish bath. This wasn't just your everyday run-of-the-mill Turkish bath. It was an all-gay health club. I forgot to mention that. Oh, it was so giddy. It was a gay place.
I'm glad you mentioned it.
It was homosexual. Homosexual. I have a little trouble saying that word sometimes, you know. It was gay. And this was before that, like, there was any, like, big gay thing in the States. They were all sort of hiding in their light in the closet, as it were. And I was, you know, destitute. I didn't have any money. I had quit this show that I was doing, and I was trying very hard to build my act and to, you know, learn all the things that you're supposed to learn as a performer. And this teacher called me up and said, I have a man who has a gay health club, and he has an idea, and his idea is to put entertainment in this club and make it something more than a health club, make it a nightclub proposition too. And so I said, oh yes, I'll take the job, because I didn't care at that point. I was like starving. And I got the job, and
Oh, I mean, what sort of an act did you do?
well, it was more a mishmash of possibilities than the, it was just a mishmash of possibilities. It wasn't the cogent, noble work that I am offering these days. I tried everything. I tried everything. I wore everything I owned. I remember taking the pillowcases off my sofa and wrapping them around my head. I stole music from people. I stole arrangements. I stole clothes. I mean, literally. I mean, I would go into old friends' houses and sort of like look in their piano and see if they had anything that I could use. And that's the kind of act that it was. But fortunately, it was presented with enough elan, or enough spirit, and enough good nature that it went over. And besides, it was so bizarre to have this sort of buxom blonde woman trying so hard to please these men who were totally naked, except.
I was going to ask you about that. Were they? Were they naked?
Well, they were naked, but they all were out of the generosity of their feelings for me, wore a little towel, out of deference. You speak English. I don't speak it too well.
And what did they do when you were singing?
Well, they listened, of course. What did you think they were doing, necking? Well, occasionally they would, but I wouldn't pay any attention. I was I thought, well, if it makes them happy, you know, that sort of thing, you know. Isn't it nice that I can inspire such romance and passion in people and all that sort of rot?
And of course, at that time, too, I mean, out of it came the taste for outrageous costumes, didn't it? That's where it all started.
Yes.
I mean, where do you get your ideas from for the dresses, or lack of them?
You know, I have the feeling that I'm going to wind up a stripper.
You think so?
I do. I think that's my calling.
Well, you're halfway there already.
I see that. It's scandalous, isn't it scandalous? Yes. Just in the last 6 months, I've had like this vision has come to me. This vision of nakedness. I mean, it's odd. It's very odd.
Does it frighten you?
Well, it frightens me because it's almost as though it has nothing to do with me. It's just these little pictures come to my head, and I must follow them. You know, I must, no. Pull me down, stop me when I go too far.
When you went in for this sort of outrageous dress, was the idea to titillate? Or to
titillate? That sounds like your tits flew in a day too late. Your tits missed lunch.
Was
just missed lunch or something like that.
Was the idea to titillate, in brackets provoke, or amuse?
No, well, actually, neither. Well, amuse is much more to it. Although one doesn't mind titillating every now and again. I think it's good.
It's very pleasant.
I think it's very pleasant. I like that kind of, I like it when an audience sort of salivates. You know, I do. I've changed a lot of people's lives, if I do say so myself.
Really?
Yes. I think I'm becoming a sex therapist for Masters and Johnson.
Did you have this obsession of dressing up when you were a kid?
I never had any clothes when I was a kid. I had, my mom used to make all my clothes. My mother used to make all my clothes, and my mother was like the greatest seamstress in the world, and she took we were 3 girls, and she took great pride in dressing us all alike, you know, so even though you wore out your particular dress, your sister's dress was going to come down to you next year, so you were always wearing the same clothes. Finally, I discovered the girly magazines, you know, the True Confessions and the Modern Romance, and in the front of those magazines they had something called, they had ads for something called Fredericks of Hollywood, which I thought were the greatest. Actually, this dress is a sort of a rip-off of one of Freddie's creations. It's,
how would you describe it?
Well, it's disgusting is what it is. It's totally lacking in any sort of, and it has a tassel. I don't know if you can see it. It's the most disgusting thing I've ever had on my body. And it just makes me feel like such an old chippy to wear it. Which is what I think you have to have. You have to be a sort of have a little bit of that in you to get out and do what I do. I'm going mad here. I really wanted to be a great actress, you know.
Did you act as a child?
Always, always. I lied a lot. And that's kind of acting. Yeah. And I did a lot of readings, you know.
What did you used to do?
I was an interpretive reader.
Interpretive reader?
Yes. I was a state champion, my dear. I was, because nobody else wanted the job.
What were your party pieces? Do you remember?
My party pieces?
Yeah, your party pieces.
What's that? Is that like a kind of a rug you wear when you go to a party? Is that a rug?
No, it's not a rug. You're a coat.
Oh. Miss Piggy told me you had great legs.
Thank you. I guess I'll let you have a pull if I can have a prod.
I see. I thought movies was all going to be Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire and Dan Daly and Betty Grable. And I was dancing. I was started out to be a dancer when I was about 8 years old. And I thought that, you know what, if I ever got to be in films or on the stage, that's what I would like to do. But when I came along, that was not what was going on at all. People wanted to see realism, and they didn't really take to the idea that glamour was a good thing. It was considered superficial, plastic, and all of this. Perhaps it is in a way, but I think it also has something to offer.
Oh, I agree with you. Absolutely. You've got a lot to offer, I tell you.
Oh, I walked into that. Thank you.
No, but in the nicest possible way, I meant that. But were you, in fact, were you from the beginning? Were you an attractive child? Were you a good-looking kid?
I don't really think I was. I think I had, like, hair part in the middle and braids, and my dad always said, you know, that I should be very, I don't know, sort of neat in appearance, and I wasn't allowed to wear ruffles or bright colors or have my hair in curls like a lot of girls that went to school with me. So I never really thought of myself as pretty. Yeah. But when I got a little bit older and the equipment arrived, well, then I thought, gee, this is pretty terrific. Maybe I ought to try it out a little, you know. And I sort of strut my stuff around and see how it all worked, and it worked pretty good.
I bet, yeah. Yeah, but when you were sort of first... But what about, I mean, the day you arrived in Hollywood with all the equipment, as you yourself said.
Oh, with thousands and millions of other girls, and even walking down the street. Much better.
Who are now petrol pump attendants.
Oh, I don't think so.
Well, you know, they're certainly not starring in movies. But I mean, what was it? I mean, was it a difficult thing there to be treated seriously? I mean, I was thinking about the casting couch business in Hollywood. I mean, did you get chased around the table?
Well, I don't know. That's kind of an X-rated item. I don't
Go on, tell me
know
the
if I
truth.
can. Not really, no. There were a few times when people disappointed me a little bit, but it wasn't really. Oh, help! Somebody help! No, did I? Yes, I did. I said what I thought I said. No, it's not like The Carpetbaggers, which my mother had given me recently to read and said that is what Hollywood is all about. It wasn't like that. Yeah. No, there are a few wolves, but there's wolves in any nightclub, discotheque, restaurant.
Yeah.
I remember one time there was this guard at this gate, and I came in to see a screening of a film of mine, and I walked by, and he said, hello, and then later I walked by, and he said, you Raquel Welch? I said, yeah. You Raquel Welch? I said, yeah. He said, I said, I know you thought I was mean. And it's true, I mean, I'm okay, you know, but I'm really, I guess you could say petite. I don't know if I'm really petite, but I'm only 5'6", and I've got very small bones, can you see? I've got small bones. Yeah. And I'm not sort of an Amazon, and I'm not going to break anybody in half, and I'm...
Wish you would.
Oh, are you one of those hit me again types?
But I mean, you had this fairly abrasive career with Hollywood, didn't you? I mean, you...
I would say, yes, a bit. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, extraordinary that you started off so big and then you had this sort of period...
Well, you see, I mean, I'm a perfect example of what we were speaking of earlier, is that I started off so big at the age of 19, totally unequipped for it. No experience. Talent, totally undirected. So, I mean, I didn't know really what I was doing at all, in a medium that was totally strange to me. And unprotected, because the man that I was under contract to didn't think it was important to protect me, or any actor. So, from that point of view, it was stardom overnight, and then I dare you to live up to it. Well, I couldn't live up to it, you know, so it was as fast as I went up, that's how fast I fell down, and spent really the rest of my career just trying to kind of get to some middle ground where I could function, because it was...
Yes. Yes, I know.
You look so serious.
Well, no. I'm listening. I'm listening to you. I was interested. I know that you don't like talking about.
Sorry about that.
I know that you don't like talking about Humphrey Bogart, and there are very good reasons which I respect. But could I just ask you a couple of questions?
What was that butt you just threw in there?
Because you said there you were unprotected in Hollywood. But in effect, I mean, you were protected by, we were talking about great stars, and you missed him out there, and for obvious reasons you did. But he was a great star.
Oh, no question.
Because he was a very good actor too.
Indeed. And stage trained.
Yes. But what did you learn from him about acting? What was it that he taught you?
Well, about acting, I mean, Bogey always believed, as I do now, and I don't know how much of it came from, I guess a great deal of it came from him, is that you are not an actor if you don't act. That you cannot just sit in your living room and say, gee, I'm terrific, folks, but you'll never get to see it. You know, you have to try things, that one must certainly aim for quality first, that is the most important thing, and that if you work with the best people and are always, I mean, all of the best actors, in other words, I don't believe in one-man shows. I don't believe in vehicles. Bogey didn't either. He believed in doing the best work that you can do. He had great respect for the acting profession, which I do as well. Mm. And, but when I speak of the profession of acting, I'm speaking of actors. I'm not speaking of flukes, you know, or luck for a few years. I'm speaking of something that is much deeper than that. Mm.
He represented, too, of course, something which you've got now, this extraordinary sort of independent spirit, was he not, in Hollywood? And he wouldn't take any nonsense from
Well, he was much more independent than I am. I mean, he was much, he was totally his own man, and he knew exactly what he was about, and followed that course, and fought anyone that tried to make him do less than he could do, or be less than he was, and would never compromise. Mm.
How difficult was it for you, Lauren, afterwards to live down the thing of just being Bogey's widow? Was that a very difficult thing to do?
Well, it's still going on, isn't it?
No, no, it's not. Not as far as I'm concerned.
Are you
No,
sure?
I don't think so. I'm absolutely sure, yeah. Yeah, we'll move off the subject really in a moment, but I just wondered just how difficult it was, because obviously it was. I mean, and still is, because you've got this cult thing about him.
Well, I mean, I think that's wonderful. He deserved that.
Yes.
Anyone that was that extraordinary, that gifted as an actor, in addition to being as gifted as he was as a human being, which was really above and beyond what most people ever are in their lives, or that you ever meet in your lifetime. He deserved, I mean, he rates every cult that there can possibly be from every generation, and he's timeless. I mean, I think this will go on forever, long after my life is over. But as far as my relationship with him is concerned, that was our own. And that, I just think it's very boring of the press to continually talk about that. I mean, I did say once, and I'll say it again, hopefully for the last time, that being a widow is not a profession. No. And that you live your life the best you can, and when a certain section of your life is over, you deal with it as best you can, and that's very private. And then you have to press on and do something else for yourself, because you're the only one that's left. So I am entitled to a life of my own. And I'm going to have it, damn it, in spite of you, Michael Parkinson.
Hilda, I'm no good at being noble, but it doesn't take much to see that the problems of three little people don't amount to a hill of beans in this crazy world. Someday you'll understand that. Now. He's looking at you, kid.
Did you know when you were making that film Casablanca that it would one day become the cult movie that it is now?
No, I certainly did not at all. It was a great confusion during the shooting of the picture, and I'm quite surprised, but I must say I saw the picture here at the Film Institute about 2 years ago for the first time on the screen, not on television, and I really thought it was a very good movie.
It is a good movie.
Yes.
I mean,
I was surprised.
I mean, there aren't many films, are there, that made that long you can look back at and think that's a good movie. It stands up.
Yes, it was good also because all the parts were played by such good actors. The smallest part was really a top-class actor.
Yes.
So that helped a lot.
Yes. Is it true it was made in as you say, in some confusion, haphazardly? I mean, nobody had a real idea.
No, we didn't have the script. It was written as we went along. And to tell you the truth, no one knew how to end it. So we went along until the bitter end. And it was very bitter because they said I should shoot it both ways. Either I should go with the husband in the plane, played by Paul Henry, or stay on the ground with Humphrey Bogart. And it was very difficult to act out these love scenes because I really didn't know which one of the two men I was in love with. But it doesn't show.
No, it doesn't indeed. You went off with the right fella in the end, I think. What about Bogart? Because he's grown into a cult figure too, hasn't he?
Yes, so very much so.
What is the appeal? I mean, were you able to assess it when you were working with him?
No, of course he was an excellent actor. And he always played himself, of course. He didn't make any character makeup or change anything. As a matter of fact, I think he wore the same raincoat and the same hat in every movie.
It must have been terrible to be close to.
But he had that marvelous voice.
Yes.
That you could hear right now, this minute. It was such an interesting and rough voice. And of course, he was also considered a tough man, but I think that inside he was quite a lovable person.
You say you think so. Didn't you get to know him at all?
No, I really didn't. I think he was as upset as everybody else about not having a script and not knowing exactly where we were going. And he used to stay very much by himself. And, well, in another interview, because I've talked a lot about Casablanca in my
Ignore all the
interviews.
other interviews. It's the first time you've talked to me.
And they used to ask me if I knew him, and I said, no, I don't know him. I kissed him, but I don't know him.
It must be very difficult, mustn't it? Particularly playing a romantic part opposite somebody that you literally don't know. I mean, you just see on the set.
No, it isn't difficult when you look like Humphrey Bogart and you can act like he does. And I think he's absolutely wonderful. I mean, I'm so pleased when I see that he looks at me with such love in his eyes. It's very flattering.
Do you like Englishmen, or have you?
I like some Englishmen.
Some Englishmen.
I haven't met that many of them. I adored Alan Bates. I liked working with him. He had he was quite an interesting fellow.
What about royalty?
Do you remember him in that movie Women in Love?
Oh, I do. The nude wrestling scene. Do you remember that?
No, oh, well, yes, of course. No, I remember the fig sucking scene.
You do?
Yes.
Did he suck the fig?
Yes, he did. Literally changed my life. I just wanted you to know that.
You look younger, in fact, now, I think, than you did in Sunset Boulevard.
Well, there they had to make me look older.
Did they?
Yes,
Really?
because I wasn't yet 50. I was 49. And they wanted me, they wanted me to look older than Holden. And I said, well, don't do this to me, because they started to put lines on me in top lighting, and I looked like I had a mustache for the top lighting. My nose was making a lot of thing here. And I said, well, why don't you make him look younger? So they sent him to the barber, clipped him over the ears, and put some dark in here. And then I said, all right, I'll do it. Because at one point, I was really ready to go back to New York.
Really?
Oh, they made me look really as if I'd had a very hard life.
Yes. You mentioned there about leading men. I mean, in your long career in Hollywood, you must have worked with most of the best-known leading men in the business, I suppose.
Well, I should say Valentino.
Valentino worked with.
Valentino.
Valentino, that's what he insisted on, was it? But I mean, what was he like, Valentino?
That's the strange part about it. I first met him when I was riding, we used to, on Sundays was the only day we had off, and I liked horseback riding, as many people did out there, and so we'd meet in the Hollywood Hills, and I was already a star, and he and I would look down at that little place down there called Hollywood, and he had dreams. He wasn't a star in those days. His reputation was dreadful. He was called a gigolo. What did that mean? It meant that he danced with people and maybe got paid for it. So I didn't think that was horrible. He had very good manners. He was a gentleman. He was nice and kind. And so then when he did the Four Horsemen, of course, all the people that said these dreadful things about him were there at the opening. Darling, darling, how wonderful. And I was standing over in the corner watching all of this nonsense. So Eleanor Glynn, incidentally, a British lady, had written my first starring picture when I left DeMille, and it was called The Great Moment. And then she had seen Valentino, so she wanted him to be in the picture with me. So what she did was write a story Beyond the Rocks. And so we made a picture together. And I found him very charming and a very nice man, but I knew nothing about his private life whatsoever.
You didn't find him sexy?
I didn't think of him in that way. In the picture, I suppose, when you're doing a love scene with somebody, you probably feel that he might be, yes.
Which of all your leading men did you most sort of, not fall in love with, but found it possible you might have fallen in love with him?
Well,
Which
I
were you
can
most
say
attracted
two.
to? Two.
Well, shall we go backwards in chronological order? Naturally, Holden.
William Holden?
Yes. A wonderful actor and a wonderful man. And my mother said he was the handsomest man she'd ever seen. And then I would say Olivier.
Olivier was?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Gloria Swanson, a real Hollywood legend. Now, it's never been easy for women in Hollywood. Those who triumphed in a man's world had to be tough as well as talented. The next two guests demonstrate what I mean. Bette Davis was a Hollywood legend, a great star. Shirley MacLaine might not be in Davis's class, who was, but in 45 years of making movies, she established a reputation as an outspoken and provocative observer of the Hollywood system and much else. But first, Bette Davis.
There is one question I am always asked. Did I name the Oscar? And fascinatingly enough, the only night I was not asked this question was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the night of the Oscar show, which I thought was very, very strange. Because I'm always asked that. I was asked that everywhere in Australia and New Zealand.
What's the answer?
Well, I feel I did.
How?
my first husband's middle initial was O, and he never would tell me what it was, because he detested the name so. And finally I found out that his middle name was Oscar. And the rear end of the Oscar looked like him.
Rear end?
And I always called it Oscar. Now, the Academy refuses to accept this, and I sort of willingly say the Academy.
I see.
But that's my memory of it. Of course, it was a long time ago.
Yes, that's the kind of lasting monument, isn't it, if that's true? Yeah.
Yes, yes, he has a lasting monument,
Yeah.
that's right.
How determined were you, in fact, to get to Hollywood as such?
Oh, I never thought of that. I always thought I started out in the theater in the beginning, and then Talking Pictures came along, and they wanted everybody from theater to come and see who would be good on the screen. And so we all just went. It was a new adventure, and one felt one should try it. And just in my case, worked out that I never went back.
They weren't, I mean, you weren't, of course, exactly, if you'd looked at Hollywood at that time and it's kind of the kind of women who succeeded, you were hardly somebody you put the money on, would you, to succeed?
None of us really were the same type, you see. We were great puzzlements. We weren't beautiful women. We didn't sort of behave in a Hollywood way off screen, you know. We were not glamorous women from the theater. That's right. And we were puzzlements.
Yes. So, I mean, how much puzzlement did you cause to the people in Hollywood? I mean...
Well, quite a few years of puzzlement. It took a long time for them to recover.
When you first went there, you said you were a puzzlement to all these people, and indeed you must have been. Did they ever try to tart you up, glamorize you?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. In a film called Fashions of 1934. Yes, they made me up as nearly as possible to look like Miss Garbo, which of course is utterly impossible. They gave me the lovely long bob and the nice, beautiful wide mouth and the long, long lashes. It was really sickening because it wasn't my type. And thank God I had brains enough to know that, you know, and I never let them do that again.
Yes. How do you mean you never let them do that again?
Because I just didn't. I just said you cannot either fire me or let me be what I personally am. You cannot be somebody else, or a copy, or anything else.
But as a contract artist, of course, I would imagine that took a certain amount of guts, didn't it?
Well, yes. Yes, I was a meddler for my own good, but it becomes self-preservation, really, if it had continued that way. And they did that with so very many theater people they brought out. You know, changed all their teeth, changed their noses, changed everything. And those who had any individuality just never made it because they just looked phony.
Yes. I suppose it was easier for you in a sense in that you had a talent. I can't do the Paul Henry bit.
Well, I wasn't. I wasn't.
You keep dropping them.
I didn't feel so terribly talented as regards working in front of the motion picture camera in the beginning. I really didn't. I didn't know then whether I had real talent or not.
Well, what
I knew I loved it.
Yes.
But I didn't know if it would work out.
What about, though, you mentioned this thing about if you did get awkward with the studio bosses in Hollywood, who at that time were all-powerful under that system. If you crossed them, wasn't there a danger, no matter how talented you were, of being suspended indefinitely?
Well, no, because in the very beginning you don't cross them very much. You know, in the very beginning I made 8 and 10 films a year, dreadful films.
Really?
Oh, dreadful. Parachute Jumper was the name of one.
Parachute?
Yes. I played Soda Jerks. I played Bureau of Missing Persons. Oh, I can't remember the terrible titles and the terrible scripts. You know, but you did that in the beginning. In the beginning, you could not choose your own material, naturally.
Yes.
And then finally, if you had any courage, you had to do something about it, or you never would have had a career.
Yes. Of course, I suppose Of Human Bondage was, in fact, the film that was one of the big...
That was the first step on the ladder.
That's right.
And that was a loan out to RKO. Yes, that was the first rung.
Yes.
That's right.
And you played a Cockney, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Can you
Yes,
still do the accent?
Well, I'm not going to sit here and do it.
Just wondered if you could, that's all.
Oh, yes, I received many compliments. Of course, when I started the film with an all-English cast, particularly Mr. Leslie Howard, They were very, very distraught.
Really?
Very upset that American Girl was playing it. Yes.
Really?
Very.
But you gradually won them
Oh,
over.
don't mind. That's what Mildred said. Oh, don't mind.
But nonetheless, for all this, you were a star. You are a star. And you allowed yourself, no doubt, and I know because it's in your book, to be pampered and treated like some sort of shampooed poodle. I mean, tell them what it was like to be a star when you were
My
there.
makeup man used to have to knock me down and tackle me to put the makeup on me. I didn't like being pampered, really.
But what was it like, though, the system at the time? I mean, what was the setup like with the star? What did being a star mean?
Well, you were expected to lie back and enjoy it, I suppose. But that's part of the seduction. That's part of the exercise of believing your own myth, which is, you know, crap. You're not anybody special, except that you excel in the art of emulating human life. That's where the specialty comes from. The fact that you make a lot of money, or that you're privileged, or that people should treat you with any more special attention than anyone else, is what makes it very difficult to adjust to success. Success is so much tougher to adjust to than struggle. Failure's tough too, but struggle is where the real happiness lies. And when all of us, you know, I like Hollywood. I'm not one of those who really knocks it and means it. There's a lot about it that I would knock and be seriously concerned with. And
What would you knock about it?
Well, for example, to cast pictures with stars according to the box office receipts of their last pictures is silly. Some of the finest actors in the world can't get work for 2 or 3 years because their last picture didn't do well. That's really awful. That's not commensurate with good art or good industry. And the real secret, it seems to me, is to find the right subject matter, the right screenplay, and have the courage to cast that person, whether he or she is a star or not, in it, and then you'll make yourself a star.
Do you find it, that problem, the problem of being the artist in Hollywood, the one you just specified, all the more difficult because you were a woman? In the sense that, you know, Hollywood's run by men. In the main, the directors in Hollywood are men.
Yeah, it's really interesting now, Michael, what's going on. The parts for women don't exist, you might have noticed. Robert Redford's playing all our parts. He's prettier than a lot of us, too, so I don't begrudge him that. But I started to figure that out the other day. I was walking on the beach in Malibu, and I thought, what on earth is really going on here? And then I remembered that in the old days meaning the 40s and the 50s, when the Hayes office was the censorship board, and you had Barbara Stanwyck and Joan Crawford and Katharine Hepburn playing women judges, women politicians, women mayors, women scientists, blah, blah. You were not allowed to play a love scene in the bedroom with a double bed. Had to be 2 twin beds, even if the couple was married, and regardless of what the scene was, one of the people had to have 1 foot on the floor.
I don't know I could never figure out what difference that made, could you?
You could figure out something to do with that, that'd be really kinky.
That's right.
So what happened was, since they couldn't play any real good sexy love scenes, they had to resort to giving women these parts that were sensational in real life. The Hayes office was abolished in the name of more liberal sexual attitudes, and the rating system came in. Well, now, because men were running the studios, men were writing the scripts, and men were the directors, they put us back in the bedroom. And we haven't been judges or politicians or mayors since. We've been screwing out in the bedroom for the last. We can't get out of the bedroom.
We wrap up the show and this short series of compilations with a meeting I shall remember forever. When it comes to sex symbols and love goddesses, you think of Monroe, Garbo, Sharon Stone, Raquel Welch, etc. But none of them are to be compared to the person I interviewed on the 18th of November, 1978. You see, the very date is engraved on my mind. I must warn you that what follows contains prolonged and excessive sexual foreplay, which some viewers might find upsetting.
Kissy, 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 kissy.
Kissy, kissy.
Hello, Michael.
Oh, hello.
How are you?
Oh, I'm well.
I frog.
Good evening, Miss Piggy.
You have such deep blue eyes.
Yes, and you have bedroom eyes. Let me see. Well, they're dining room eyes anyway.
I've been dying to meet you.
Well, I'm so taken aback by this meeting. Could I just ask you one deeply personal question?
Of course.
Is that a toupee?
Listen, if things go right, you might learn the truth later on about the toupee.
Michael, is your wife here?
Well, actually, she is, Miss Piggy. She's sitting in the audience.
I see. We're very good friends.
Who are you? You are with my wife?
Mm-hmm. We've talked about you.
Oh.
I know some things about you.
Well, like what?
Your legs.
Legs?
You have great legs. Kermit, he has wonderful legs.
Oh, well, wonderful. I'm very happy for him.
Could be possibly. I mean, I don't know how to ask this, but...
Piggy.
Lift him up, kid. I'd love to.
Would you?
Yes.
All right, I'll see my legs. Look.
I have never in my life. Those are exquisite.
Would you like to touch them?
Could I?
Yes.
Thank you. You have made a woman pig happy.
Could I in return, could I stroke your hair? Because
Don't stop there.
You really are beautiful.
Watch it.
You're fantastic.
Thank you. Kermit.
Kermit.
Yes.
I just want you to know that Michael and I, this little tete-a-tete he and moi am having, is nothing serious.
Okay.
I mean, it is nothing lasting. Yes, it is. It's nothing lasting. It's something that will pass.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
He gets deeply jealous.
I don't blame him. I mean, I'd go overboard for you, I really would. What's it like being a sex symbol?
Oh, it's a deep responsibility to be a taste setter in fashion, to be a sex symbol and a pig superstar.
Fantastic.
Yes, I feel I can weather up under the storm. I have taste, I have style.
Yes, you have all that.
And I can cut it.
You do tend to get a bit aggressive at times, I've noted. I mean, you've got this very...
Well, your wife told me you liked that.
Oh. You really have been talking to her, haven't you?
Kermit, don't you worry now. I am yours. You know that.
No, Miss Piggy. You're not mine. It's okay. You can go right ahead.
He's jealous.
Is he jealous?
Mm-hmm. He's jealous.
Well,
I know he is.
let's make him just a little bit more jealous. Let's sort of get together.
Oh, were we bothering you?
No, of course not. It doesn't bother me at all.
The night here is young, and pigs and interviewers have things to do.
All right, my darling. Well, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
For
May I
talking.
just have a little peck goodbye?
Yes.
Could you get the nose out of the way?
So that's it then. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this series. We'll be back with a new series of the Parkinson Show in the new year. And until then, from all of us here, thank you for watching and a very good night. Good night.
exploring the weird and wonderful connections between film and TV and streaming over the last century. Ellen E. Jones and Mark Como to guide us through the expanding universe of the moving image in Screenshot. Listen now on BBC Sound.
Ever think of yourself as a small child and wonder how you grew up into this? Did you grow up into what you thought you would grow? Well, dear, did you really grow up into what you thought you would?
Yeah, but I think that if you're making a living as a journalist and an interviewer, which is what I do, that in fact you don't have that kind of fantasy life. You don't create something.
Oh, I thought you were in showbiz.
No.
Oh, they told me you were in show business.
No.
Oh, I didn't know you were a journalist. Oh, how dreary. Oh, that's unkind. You really, I didn't know you were serious. Oh, I thought you were one of those song and dance men like Bruce Forsyth.